pride comes before the fall. It's a quote that's more prevalent in this day and age than ever. And anime has certainly promoted this way of thinking through having a hot pretty boy that girls like with an insane amount of confidence to the point where it's just delusional, to the sports shows talking about how you need a big ego to win a game, to the insane psychotic genius that wants to end humanity. If you look at the most popular anime show recently, all of it is ego. Sung, everything about him is just ego. All of it is just to make a guy feel good about himself and give him a lot of self-esteem. And it's very appealing to watch in a lot of ways. If you look at some of the most popular shows that have come out, it talks about how a person's pride can really blind them and make them do horrible things that they will regret later on due to the fact that they're super stressed out or they have to face the consequences of their bad deeds. But if you just calm down and relax yourself, it won't even be that big of a deal. Sure, you will have those moments where you feel frustrated or people do you wrong, but you look at the big picture, does it even matter? The characters that a lot of people hate has a lot of issues with the way that they act, and it makes you wonder how a person can just wake up and have this mindset where they're all goofy and psychotic, treating other human beings like trash. They're just something captivating about an individual that's destructing themselves and others that you just can't take your eyes off of. People who have a very egotistical mindsets usually have a very cool story to tell because they act differently from normal people and they take different actions. They cross boundaries that any normal sane human being would not cross. I think a big part of the reason why the isekai genre is so popular because it fulfills the fantasy and the ego that a lot of weebs dream of. In your past life, you weren't really special, you weren't really social, nobody really know you got verbally abused, you physically get abused sometimes, you have no self-esteem, you really have no trajectory or future within your own life. You don't really have any goals or talent. But once you enter a world where everything from your past is erased, nobody really knows who you are, you're put in this place where you're very gifted, you get a harem of women surrounding you, loving you, people respect you, and even if you're not talented or you don't have much going for you, with some of the funny shows, the girl still surrounds the dudes. It feels good to have everyone admire you and everything is just going well. But that's why you also see a lot of these characters who are into themselves, characters who are so egotistical, ended up dying because you can only stand so tall for so long until some bad shit happens to you. You can only manipulate, talk full bravado, do all these smart things before eventually you will slip up and get your ass caught. No matter how good or talented you are, at the end of the day, you ain't perfect, and all these actions that you have caused will make everyone around you suffer, including yourself. I understand that this mindset can make you have a lot of self-esteem and make you feel good about yourself, but in the long run, it really won't. I understand that the ego can take you very far if you have the power or the talent to do something, but eventually all of it will become boring and you won't be able to keep up anymore. Ego creates narcissism and will make you take actions that are very sociopathic, psychotic, with all these psychological issues that is selfish and can only make you tired in the long run. You will not live a fulfilling life all on your own because with the actions that you take, it will stress you out. If you see characters who gave up their pride, it's much easier because you don't care about many things. You don't care about making yourself feel that good by indulging in hedonistic things. Instead, you just chill. No need for revenge or to show off. You realize that what you have, who you are, is enough. And you can just be content with yourself. If you look at the stress that some of these characters go through with the egotistical mindset that they have, it's crazy how much things that they do, how much systems in place that they have to keep track of, what kind of language they have to keep using. They're constantly on edge 24/7 with whatever they do. These characters also start lying, they start throwing people under the bus. At some point, with all the steps that you have taken, it's impossible to keep track of all the dirt that you have built up. And even if the characters stand so good, with how these characters view themselves and what they're capable of, they're gonna slip up and fall because you just can't do it all on your own. And even if you have someone that's bad as you trying to help you, you don't know if you can trust them or not. And even if you trust them, eventually the whole party is gonna go down because everyone is gonna look and see the actions that you have done wrong. With how things are nowadays and with how media promotes all these narcissistic traits, narcissism sounds very appealing. In anime, it's hella appealing to the eye. And honestly, who doesn't want to make themselves feel good about themselves? But at some point, you just gotta realize you ain't no god or anyone special. Maybe you do accomplish a lot of things, but it's only value based on what what society thinks. Who cares? At the end of the day, you ain't special. You might have a skill or talent that makes you different from others and could take you very far in society standard. And it's mostly just luck. It's gifted to you and you're in the right place at the right time. And if you take all those things off, you're nobody. And who wants to be special anyways? What, you want to be in special education? When your intention is bad, it will show and eventually everything will collapse upon you. It's just a matter of time. But if you were to be humble, to be a good person, it will make you take steps in life that's good and you will live good virtues. And sure, bad things can happen to you sometimes. And there's a lot of people out there who have these kind of crazy mindsets. But if you don't cause no trouble and you're just chilling, you ain't living a stressful life constantly because you have no dirt on yourself. The system can't do anything to you. It's much easier to relax and just chill. I believe that in life, it's about how long you can last. And being able to relax is a key part of that life's expectancy. These egotistical characters are very appealing to watch. And with how people write these characters, you're on edge watching them and they cause an emotional roller coaster within you. And it's the reason why they end up not making it far in the end. And they don't seem to be able to enjoy the simple things in life at all. They ain't got no one around them that really cares about them and they can really trust. They're not really well connected to a lot of people. They don't really have anything besides themselves and their own thoughts. And you can only learn so much from yourself and your own experience. A lot of people have a lot of different experience and you just open up and not do retarded things. You can learn a lot because there are people from different backgrounds, different stories, different gifts and talents, and if you really pay attention, what the ego can make people do is crazy. Plus, anyone in their right mind wouldn't want someone that's completely self-centered, a completely selfish person being around them. It's trash, and I personally have done some of this behavior before myself, and I've seen some people around me do it, and I just had to take a step back and realize that why cause all this trouble, stress to myself, when I can just come home peacefully, watch some hot animated girls go to town, just doing the jiggle. Ego is something that's been around for a very long time, and I've seen a lot of people fell into this trap by indulging in hustle culture, by indulging in consumerism, and by wanting more power or fall into the hedonistic trap. They just end up suffering in the long run, and the people around them also suffer. Sure, you can have a lot of validation, look good, have a lot of power to the point where you can run your mouth, do whatever you want, but at some point you just can't keep going because there's so much factors in life that you just can't predict, and eventually you're gonna go anyways, so why even bother that much? Because you're just gonna age or the mistakes we made will catch up to you. Unless you're one of those isekai protagonists that never loses or makes a mistake, be invincible due to plot armor, and get all the girls. Man, that sounds like a great time.